because I could do the same thing in my mind, you know. But what's one of the key things that you looked for, or you would, matter of fact, not you look for, that you would give advice to another young man, another man, even someone our age, you know what I'm saying, to the right woman? And I know the right woman is different for each man, but there's certain principles, there's certain pillars, just like a vehicle. Every car is different, but every car got to have some wheels on there, you know what I mean? It got to have a steering wheel, and it got to have seats. You know what I mean?
So I will argue, man,
that's core for a woman, that for marriage, you know what I mean? Looking for a good woman.
I would say it changes as much as you change. I've matured so much since I first started going with my wife. You know, I've matured so much since I first started courting her. You know what I'm saying? When I first met her, my priorities were very different than where they are today. You know? But I always knew that she was a kind woman. That was number one. I knew that I could bring her around family. That's number two, right? But I also knew that she was someone who could nurture me, who could nurture our children. I knew that she was someone who would be able to nurture the family. I think the nutrition of the Black family is the core, right? The men need to be in good health in order to lead the families.
Say that again, bruh.
The men need to be in good health in order to lead the families. And who is feeding our men? Is it the restaurants or is it our wives? You know? And I'm like, if our wives are not able to nurture us and prepare what we need to lead our families, then we can't lead properly. You know, we're worried about finding food from Wendy's, which is killing us. We can't be worried about that. We should be worried about finding finances to support 3 generations now. That's what I would say about finding and marrying the right woman. You know, is she kind, or is she gonna be somebody that's gonna get on your nerves? Oh my gosh.
That nagging.
Can she be around a family, or is your mom gonna hate her? You know?
Embarrassed.
Yeah. Is she embarrassing? Oh my gosh. Can't have that. You know? And then finally, is she somebody who can nurture your family? Is she somebody that you can really see yourself building with? You know? If she cannot answer those, if it's not a yes to those 3 questions, I think you should definitely reconsider whoever you're trying to marry, because it could be for superficial gain, and that's never like down the road, man. Your wife's not gonna look the same when y'all 80 years old. Your health not gonna be the same when you're 80 years old. You know. So just making sure that you're marrying that person who's able to nurture you and who's able to not embarrass you, especially when you're having business deals, you know, somebody who's able to be in those spaces and learn, you know, who's willing to learn too. Every day my wife is learning something new and she's teaching me something new too, you know. So that's what I'm gonna go with.
You know, one thing I really, you know, admire about what you said was the nurture part, because the other parts they're important. They're important. I ain't gonna take away from that, but nurturing. And when you say nurturing, you know, you mentioned food, but let these brothers know that there's what other parts of nurturing other than the food. Because I know what you talk about, my brother. But give them one more example about how a man needs to be nurtured.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not taken care of in the sense like,
no,
yeah, you're the leader.
No,
you know what I mean? Everybody
yeah,
have their parts,
yeah.
but what is it that defines that nurturing? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's allowing me to be that leader, right? It's not blindly following my guidance, but it's trusting that I have the best interest of the family. And she trusts the fact that she understands that she married me. And with that marriage came the fact that I'm going to lead the family in the best way possible. You know? So with that, there's no babe turn left There's no, babe, give me the steering wheel. Nah. There's, should we turn left? You know, there's a question. If there's a question about it, you know, should we turn left or do we turn right? And then there's that allowing me to take the lead still. I'm like, all right, bet, we're gonna turn left. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But she doesn't rub it in. One key moment, oh my God, man. I share this with everybody, man.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
One moment when I knew that she was somebody who I wanted to be in my life forever, man. We was on the way to a friend of mine's house. And it was like a cookout or something. And we made some bomb deviled eggs, bro. Them deviled eggs was fire, right?
My favorite.
We was making them things for a minute, right? And I know that they was good. And we in a car on a highway picked up some traffic and became a traffic jam. And she put the eggs up on a dashboard, right? I'm not paying attention. And I'm looking in the lane over to my left. And I'm like, all right, this lane empty. So I just pull off. All the deviled eggs spilled on her dress. I'm expecting her to go off on me 100. I know I deserve whatever she about to give me.
Take me in, officer.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I deserve it. Like, you about to give me all the words in the world. She was like, it's okay, it's just a dress. Let's get some water. I'm like, yeah. There could have been so much
right then and there.
Yeah,
here you go, babe.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, yo, like there could have been so much drama that would have stemmed from that moment right there. The whole, like, us going to the friend house could have just been like, nah, we're not going no more because my sundress is messed up. But I'm like, you know, there was nothing else that happened from that. She was like, let's just go get some water, let's wipe it off, and we good. And that's when I was like, all right, bet she's different than any other woman who I have been with, you know. And it was from there on, I was like, all right, bet, let me just see how much more of a wonderful woman that she is, you know? So that's one of the things, man. I don't think that's an experience that many men have, because I was definitely ready for her to give me the words, man.
I totally agree. And, you know, it's those little moments that really define relationships, And I want to touch base on another thing you said. You said risky sexual behaviors, I'm 35, you know what I mean? And as I grew up, sex was always something that you wanted to do, and it was always glamorized, meaning that, you know what I mean? At least where I grew up at in Brooklyn, you know what I mean? The more ladies you had sex with, the more women you had sex with, the more
notches on your belt, right?
Right. The more clout you got, you know what I mean? The more you're seen as a man, so to speak.
Yeah.
You the man. You know what I'm saying? So this generation is a little different. You know what I mean? But slightly the same with the glorifying the sexual content, because it's more openly available. Yeah. Back then, we just had the magazines and maybe the cable channels. You know what I mean? You had to go to a friend house to get the cable channel or whatever. Yeah. But now it's on the phone. You just type it in and the game is crazy. So can you just elaborate? Yeah. Can you just elaborate? What is risky sexual behaviors? And you went to college, so you seen the whole college experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and the fellas and stuff.
Yep.
Give us, drop some jewels.
Hey, bro, like for real, man. Just wrap it up, yo. I know, right? Just wrap it up, man. Again, like I said, it's not worth that risk, man. I saw a post the other day that was talking about the fact that men are more prone to taking that risk because of the fact that we understand that there's such a higher negative stigma of being a baby mom than there is of being a baby dad. And also it says something about how we are willing to take that risk for the pleasure, that quick pleasure in that moment, but don't really calculate how much of a risk that is. You know how much diapers are? Yo, what?
Formula.
Now imagine diapers and paying for that with a woman who you can't stand, all because she looked good and you wanted a quick, enjoyable moment. Nah, bro, wrap it up, yo. Wrap it up. It's not worth it, man.
I totally agree with you on that one. And a lot of times when men, and I'm gonna speak for men, when we hear about fatherhood, for the most part, You know, it's a negative stigma to it. In that sense of like, dang, bro, I'm on child support. I gotta get them diapers. Them things cost a lot, you know. Bro, I can't go out. You know what I mean? When you're younger, you see what I'm saying? When you're younger. So what I want to say also is fatherhood is challenging. At times it's rough. Most of all, it's rewarding. It's rewarding. Can you give us a time? And I know, baby girl, she just got here. Yeah, but you know, memories is. Can you give us a rewarding moment? You know what I mean?
Bro,
yeah.
Her
Go ahead.
laugh,
You got
man. It. Her laugh is rewarding. Like that's her laugh, yo. You know what I'm saying? My little baby girl, man, when she laugh, and you know what it is? I look at her, and then I smile, and then she smile back. That's my reward right there. That's all the reward I need. That's it, you know. That's what I got right now. You know, she's so young, man, and that's the most rewarding feeling for me. You know, just her laugh, her smiling at me, her hugs. You know, when I'm playing with her, man, I think it's her laugh that I love the most, man, right now.
How has fatherhood changed you? And when I say changed you, we all evolve and we all grow some way or somehow. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How has it changed you from the time where before you even knew wifey was pregnant? You know what I mean? You got the news. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To the moment where we sitting right now. I'm gonna just put it like that. To the moment where we sitting right now.
Yeah.
How's it changed you?
Yeah. Everything I do now is so much more focused on my legacy for my daughter. You know, everything I do now is so much more focused on that. One of the first things that hit, like I was a little bit worried, right? I was like, how am I going to make sure that our child has what they need? You know, so that is providing, right? And being able to provide that. So yes, being the provider, also being the protector, right, of the family. So being a protector is not always about having arms in your home, right? But it's also about what we discussed earlier, mapping out the land before we go. You know, it's also about before we drive somewhere, we know what we're doing. You know, we know that we're not going to go through that part of town at this time of night just because it could put our family in danger. You know, so just those different things, man, those different thoughts became reality to me, right? How am I going to protect and provide for my family now that I have a newborn? Creating different businesses has always been something that I have had a knack for, right? Creating different businesses. My wife and I have done, to date, we're probably on our third business now, right? That we've been just doing stuff together with, you know? Just making those things happen, you know, and working together with the family and finding ways to generate.
I guess I want to touch on my next topic is, you know, and I know this is some heavy hitters right here, but you know, I want the viewers to see this, you know what I mean, and really connect.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Not just see the posts and the smiles and everybody got the, you know, Johnny and Susie and you know, Laquita, you know, and it's just happy. I want them to feel the energy, like, this is two men who are serious about fatherhood, and this is what they have to say. And we come from two different, you know, ways of life. You know, you grew up in a 2-parent household. I didn't get to a 2-parent household till I moved with my dad in Jersey.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I seen a 2-parent household towards the ending. You know what I mean? But it's nothing like growing in there, cultivating. It's like a farmer planting a seed. You know what I mean? A crops. He or she is cultivating it, talking to it, making sure, what's going on with this one? Let me add a little bit more water. Let me get some more fertilizer. I'm hand picking the fertilizer. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, and then you got others like it's just spread and then spray and pray. You know what I mean? Spray and pray. You know, so to speak. And I'm not saying I was the spray and pray type, but you know, it's a little different. So I want them to feel both. Experiences of fatherhood. And one of the experiences of fatherhood that every father has, and I think every man has also. And I can't speak for women because I'm not a woman, you know what I mean? But the invisible pressures of fatherhood. Invisible pressures of fatherhood. You see what I'm saying? And I touched on one of the invisible pressures for me was providing. You know what I mean? Providing is always an invisible pressure that's on to me. And when I say providing, you know, providing not only monetarily, but intellectually,
Yep.
spiritually.
Yep.
You know what I mean? How do I provide this information and experience that I have in here and in here, out here, that's effective to go in here for them?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because children, even newborn baby girl, speak a different language than you and I speak.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, right, you know, as a man, we know we have a language of respect for one another. Period. Without even being said.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's certain things you don't do, and we speak in that language.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But to a child, I may have to speak differently or interpret differently. That's a good one. Interpret differently. You see what I'm saying? So invisible pressures for me is, how do I, you know, provide that what my child or children need for life? Because as your kids get older, and I didn't start thinking about this till my kids started getting like 16, 17, I'm like, dang, time is ticking. Yeah. Oh snap, what don't they know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then now I have a 5-year-old, you know what I mean? Not now, but you know, 5 years ago, he's 5 now. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I know what he need to be at. I know his benchmark right here, right here. But when the older ones is like, you know, okay, I'm learning as I go. So invisible pressures, things that you don't see, but you feel as a father, a man,
right?
A father. And I'm not taking away from mothers, because you know there's a lot of mothers that say, you know what, I'm the mom and the dad. I get you, sis. I'm doing it too. You know what I mean? But I always tell my kids, especially my daughters, you know, I'm not a woman. You know, so I don't know exactly what I could call my homegirls. I could call, you know what I mean? I could call my ex-wife. You know what I mean? But when it comes to really relating to you, I don't know a woman's invisible pressure. So, you know, to my young men out there and to my men that's out there who can relate or can't relate, drop it on drop it on them in the sense of what is an invisible pressure for you as a father, you know, and I know you're pretty new in it, but still, pressure is pressure. Drop some jewels on us.
Yo, you said it perfectly, man. Right now where I am is the pressure of providing everything that you just listed, intellectually, spiritually, monetarily, right? That is very present, right? Being able to provide. I would say that with providing though, like to answer that, right? How do I provide? I am sure that I'm present, right? I'm confident that I'm present, not just being there physically, but being there emotionally, because our daughter can't speak yet, you know, but she can observe things, right? She can see things. I'm there. I know which toy is her favorite toy, you know, which teddy bear is her favorite teddy bear, because I'm there to see her play with these different things. I know which ones she wants to play with longer with, you know? So with that, providing my time, providing my experience of, all right, bet you probably look uncomfortable. Let me make sure that you're a little bit more comfortable. Oh, you probably want to lay on your stomach now? All right, bet. Let me roll you over. Oh, you want to lay on your back now? So I think with that teaches us communication on a nonverbal way, right? So being able to provide that is a pressure for me, right? Another one I would say is just making sure that baby girl has everything that she needs, right? Just making sure that she has it, right? Yes, that's a pressure, you know, making sure that she's safe, making sure that when we go outside, she has on all the clothes, obviously, right? All the hat is starting to get cold now, so wearing her hat a little bit more. But right now, that's where I am with it. Me being so new in this, I'm still learning new pressures. I'm still learning new invisible pressures, right? But I would like to know what yours are, right? Being that you've been a father now for so many years, right? What are those pressures that you have experienced? You're going on a father for 17 years now?
18 plus.
18 years.
So my oldest is 18, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay.
So I guess one of my invisible pressures right now is my children ready for what's out there? Have I given them everything that I could at this moment, or these moments, to prepare them for what is actually out there, especially when you have kids that's going away to college. Because college is a whole nother battlefield.
Yes.
Battlefield. It's another battlefield.
Yes.
You know, it's a battlefield now that, and I was talking to my son, and I was telling him, or my sons, and I was telling them, like, listen, you know, y'all have no idea how it is for y'all sisters.
Right.
And I said, as young ladies, we as young men have no idea what they go through. I said, for instance, you know, when they in school and dad is not there, I know them boys be like, yo, Sade, yo, you looking fine, look at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got to go through that on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So did I prepare them for the correct responses and how to carry yourself as a young lady from a man point of view? You see what I'm saying? Because where I grew up at, you know what I mean? Who the you talking to? What? I'm gonna get my man. I'm gonna get my daddy on. You see what I'm saying? Or do you teach them something different? You see what I'm saying?
What do you teach them?
I teach them, listen, at the end of the day, okay, you command respect. Okay, how do you command respect? Different ways you command respect. You know, for instance, with a baby, right? And the baby's crying, and you know them times they just nothing you do can soothe them, right? But you are right there, and you are disciplined enough not to shake your baby, not to throw your baby down,
right? Not
to scream at your stop yelling,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
That right there, you see what I'm saying? Discipline. You know what I mean? That right there is a big one. You know, how do I command respect? I'm commanding respect because I'm showing my level of discipline. So for them, for the young ladies, I'm like, okay, you know what? You know, this is America. People want to say something. However, you see what I'm saying? If they cross the line, you know, it's certain times when you address it. Okay?
Right.
So when you're on the bus, okay, in a closed environment and somebody's crossing the line, okay, you need to let them know at the line, I ain't about this.
No.
You know what I mean? I ain't about this.
Yep.
And when you telling somebody something, you got to make them a believer. You have to make them a believer.
Yeah.
So however you make people believe what you're saying, you better believe it. And we practice it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, somebody say something. Oh, yo, shorty, can I get your number? No. Or it depends on the person. You got to feel the energy. First of all, I teach them how to feel energy. I teach them how to feel energy. Because different energies, different environments require different clothing. Come on now. Let me take y'all to school.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I tell them it's about environment. So when you come to my home might be a little cooler. You see what I'm saying? Your home might be a little bit warmer because you got a newborn. So do I go into your environment? Father to 6 is the general.
Yeah.